Hey, shalom, shalom. Yabashimi al-Shai, Ba'al-Kakadash Barakatham. Call law, Yahabashimi al-Shai. Yabba honors our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to you, brothers at that teaching and enduring truth, sincerity. This Rob Amath for the Nebraska camp. It's GMS Fort Nebraska. Yeah, man. I want to do a lesson going over the cutheans of today. Okay. The cutheans of then and the cutheans of today, because there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, so we're going to start off by first going into who are the cutheans. Okay, when you go into cutheans, so going to the cutheans, it says cutheans were a group of people who were sent to Samaria as colonists from ancient Babylonia. Okay, from the term cuthean comes from the ancient city of Cuthia, okay, where many of the people were taken. The Cutheans are also known as Samaritans. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, and when the 10 tribes were exiled by the Assyrians, they were replaced with Cutheans. Okay, and they pretty much were considered Samaritans. All right. So, and that goes back into what? The woman at the well. All right. And we'll get into that as well. All right. So we're going to go into 2 Kings 17 and 24, in which it says, until the Lord removed Israel, all right, which is the 10 tribes of the northern kingdom, all right, out of his sight, as he said, by all his servants, the prophets, so was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria unto this day. All right, and and the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Cutha, or that's the Cutheans. All right, these are the Cutheans, and from Ava, and from Hamath, and from Sepharvaim, and placed them in the cities of what? Samaria, instead of the children of Israel, and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. So, these Cutheans, so once you get into that, all right, these Cutheans were people, as far as characteristics, that believed like we believed. Okay, you see where I'm leading with this. You know what I'm saying? So if you say about today's Cutheans, you could say that's a Christian church. Okay? Because a Christian church, they're either, even if they're Jake, they're bugged out. They might as well be Cutheans. Caesar Borgia, a.k.a. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christos, which is not the Lord. All right? That is Caesar Borgia. All right? And our people worship that image. You know what I'm saying? But getting back to what we're saying is that the Cutheans of old have the same spirit and similarities, man. All right? Because once you go into, the Cutheans, why, when they came from Assyria, when the Assyrian Empire moved them from Babylon, Cuthia, Ava, and put them in Samaria, what happened? So let's go into that. We're going to see, we're going to go to continue in King 17, 2 King 17, but in the 25th. Okay, because remember, they moved the 10 tribes of Israel out, all right? Because pretty much Israel had a civil war going, all right? I believe it was Hezekiah, but I could be wrong, one of the kings of Judah, requested for the Syrians to come, okay? And he ended up just taking the 10 tribes with him, okay? I think it was he decided not to pay, on the way out or something like that, because he was paying tribute. Israel was paying tribute to the Assyrians at the time, okay? But I believe we went into that, but, that's for a different lesson, different time. But in 25 it says, and so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. All right, those Cutheans and Babylonians and ones of Ava. It says, therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed, place in the cities of Samaria, know not the manner of the Most High in the land. Therefore he have sent lions among them, proving that Samaria is our land. And then, and that also proves that you're supposed to, if you do evil in our land and not keep the laws, that land is not going to flourish, man. And that's what's going on now. It's been war in that land ever since some people went in there. Okay? It says, know not the manner of the Most High of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the power of the land. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of those priests whom ye brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the Most High of the land. Then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came to dwell at Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Howbeit, every nation made gods of their own, and put them in the houses of the high places which the Samaritans had made, every nation in their cities wherein they dwelt. And the men of Babylon made, so pretty much, the priest came in, showed them the way. They still was rebelling here and there, but at the end of the day, this is what led to the Samaritans, aka in all reality, cutheans, all right, to end up being under the misunderstanding that you're Israelite, and that goes to what? The woman at the well, because she was sitting there saying, hey, we worship your God like you do, and Yahushua told her what? Woman, you worship, you're not what? For we know what we worship for salvation is of the Jews. That's why I laid that foundation. But at the end of the day, like I said, to this time, these Christians are the cutheans. They believe that that they have a part in this thing, because they're opening up the Bible and reading it and worshiping and playing the part. Salvation is of the Jews. Salvation is of the elect. And there's a specific way you do it. There's an order. Okay? You can't be no heathen into this thing. That's for sure. That's the main part of the cutheans, these heathens in these churches. But even 2/3 of our people are heathen. All right? So we're going to go to... we're going to go into the book of Ezra. And the thing that's significant about it, because it covers the timeline of the Purim, most definitely. Esther's in the middle of that. And it has a lot of time to be doing with the rebuilding of the temple. Okay? So the spirits were heavy on hating on our progress. And it's the same thing with it now, what the prophets did, the hopeful elect, the brothers that are out there teaching this truth and sincerity. They're being attacked by the same Cuthean demon that was on these other heathen, man. Want to be a part of the fold. Long as you can call them you part of it, then you did good. But then as soon as you say you can't participate, it becomes a problem. All right, and they'll show you in the book of Ezra 4:13. It says, "Be it known now unto the king that if the city be builded, and they hating, these are the Samaritans." But the Samaritans, again, it goes back to the Cutheans. All right, and just like the woman at the well. All right. It says, "And the wall set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so thou shalt damage the revenue of the kings. Now because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not meet for us to see the king's dishonor, therefore have we sent and certified the king that search may be made in the book of the records of my fathers, so shalt thou find in the book of the records, Salakia, and know that this city is a rebellious city and hurtful unto the kings and the provinces. Okay, and they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was the city destroyed. So pretty much, they go into the records, especially the records of David, King Solomon, King Saul, and they'll tell you how specifically King David was putting his foot on these heathen necks, okay, as well as other things. All right, it says, we certify the king that if this city be builded again, and the walls thereof set up this means, thou shalt have no portion on this side of the river. So, and this is it's like you're not lying, but you're being, Jake wasn't going to come up like that, but King Cyrus was the one that the Lord put the spirit on him. All right. And then when King Cyrus went down in war and his son came up, and then after, his son wouldn't like him, they once another king come up, don't mean like they got the same relationship with the priest and the office. It's like a new head coach. You're going like, all right, I don't need to put my homies in here. I don't know nothing about these guys. All right. And so that's pretty much how it happened. And Darius came in, and he's the one that pulled the trigger on restarting it. And the cutheans were trying to hate then. They were doing the same thing. They did it then. They was all in the midst. All right. And then again, that was the second temple that was being built. All right. And we're the third temple. And they're trying to destroy that temple and stop their progress unless they're a part of the building. Because when you say you built the temple, you can say you had a part in it. Okay? That's a big thing to partake in. And that's why we as a people didn't allow anybody. You had to get the genealogy. Why you had to get the genealogy? Because Jake was, sidebar, Jake was in those foreign lands. All right? Some of them didn't want to, leave Babylon, because they had many goods. Okay? At the end of the day, Jake was off into Babylon, coming and still visiting Jerusalem for the Passover. Okay? So when it says men of this land, men of that land, that's Jake that wanted to stay out there because they got settled, man. Probably got a woman, some family, kids, a business going. All right? The original passport bros. Oh, man. It says it's late, man. That was a dad joke. Ezra chapter 4, verse 16, it says, we certify the king that if this city be builded again, and the walls thereof set up, by this means thou shalt have no portion on this side of the river. Then sent the king an answer unto Rehum the chancellor, and to Shemai the scribe, and to the rest of their companions that dwell in Samaria, and unto the rest beyond the river, peace, and at such a time, the letter which ye sent unto us have been plainly read before me, and I commanded, a search have been made, and it is found that this city of old time have made insurrection against kings, and that rebellion and sedition have been made therein. So they're saying, Jake was bucking up, wilding out, which is true. But it's like the way they're saying is like, nah, these dudes ain't gonna listen, and the Lord told us to listen. So it like in the book of Baruch it tells you that. So it's like it's not what but they using that. Jake could be just like we're out here, we're chilling. Even though the Lord said he's going to use Jake as a battle axe and weapons of war, we're chilling. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that we're doing that because that's what we believe, that the Lord will protect us, the Lord will, but the Lord got us chilling right now, right? We ain't trying to get up in arms and march up and down the street. No. We're focused on building our temple, all right? Salakia. It says, the letter which thou yet sent unto us have been plainly read before me. I commanded a search have been made. We already read that. Verse 20, therefore have been mighty kings also over Jerusalem, which have ruled over all countries beyond the river, and toll, tribute, and custom was paid unto them. Talking about, King David, King Solomon. All right. Give ye now commandment to cause these men to cease, and that this city be not builded until another commandment shall be given from me. Take heed now that ye fail not to do this. Why should damage grow to the hurt of the kings? All right. And what does all stem from? Where we at? Verse 22. Let's go up to verse. We're going to go back up to the top. It says, Ezra 4:1, it says, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord, power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and the chief of the fathers, because Zerubbabel was speaking to Darius, and that's how it got actually started. Because I believe Darius couldn't sleep or something, and the Lord put the spirit on him to be up and give out a riddle, whoever could perform a riddle, and that's where the riddle of the wine, women, and truth came from Esdras, the first chapter, okay, which gave him the ability to request for the commission of the building of the second temple, or the rebuilding, because it was stopped. Again, because Cyrus started it and it was stopped in between. All right. So this is just a little historic backdrop. Okay. It says, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God. All right. These are the Samaritans here. These are the cutheans, and the Babylonians asking this, the ones that got pushed in Samaria. That's why they say what? Let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do. Why? Because they had to keep the laws of the land. All right, being pushed into that land. But this is now in what? Yeah, this is now in Persia. And this is a situation of that keeping the laws of the land was dealing with what? Shalmaneser and Assyria. So this was a whole kingdom before. So now this is generations of people settled into a law. Now, you'll think you're an Israelite after that amount of time, and especially going from that point all the way up, that's like 540 BC, around there, you know what I'm saying, all the way up to 70 AD or 30 AD or 25 AD, whenever the Lord's talking to the woman at the well. That's over 600 years of you. At that point, you know you're an Israelite. And it could be argued because you'll never know how much they blended in. All right. But let's get back to it. And so that when they, matter of fact, I don't want to leave that part. It says, then they, verse 2, then they came to Zerubbabel, all right, and the chief and the fathers, and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your power as ye do, and sanctify him unto him, since the days of Ereshbon, king of what? Assyria, okay, which brought us up hither. You see? But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chiefs of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with this, to build an house unto our power, okay? But we ourselves together we will build unto the Lord, Yahweh of Israel, as the king Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us. The reason why he mentioned Cyrus, even though Darius is the one that did it, because Cyrus wrote the decree originally, and that caused Darius to go back to that record, because they were saying all that stuff. But when he wanted to live up to Cyrus, he went to his records. He respected Cyrus, so he was like, let me go to Cyrus the Great and see what he said. Oh, he said commissioned it. Like, fuck what y'all talking about. If he said, and it was a divine calling, because the Lord put the spirit on Cyrus to be to hear out the prophets telling him about the prophecy of him rebuilding the temple. It was, yeah, I was saying the Lord governs the kings, man. You know, he's that fire. He's that fire, man. You know, that's what people don't understand. You don't understand that he governs the good and evil spirits, which is another lesson for another time. You know, amongst many other things, man. You know, but you know, these guys going to back down to 23, it says, now when a copy of the here you go, a copy of King Artaxerxes' letter was read from before Rahum and Shimshai the scribe and their companions, they went up in haste to Jerusalem unto the Jews and made them to cease by force and power. Then ceased the work of the house which the Most High, which is set at Jerusalem, so it ceased unto the second year of the king of the reign of who? Darius, king of Persia. Okay, so now this is the Persian Empire. All right, Cyrus Persian. He was the beginning of the Persian Empire. Okay, the Medes was before that. All right, and then you go before that, you get your Neo-Babylonian Empire. You know, so and then so it's Assyrian, Neo-Babylonian, Medial Empire, Medio-Persian Empire. So it's Medes, Persians, and then you got your Grecian, and then you got your Roman. All right. At the end of the day, those cutheans, those you know, you get the modern day Christians, man, modern day religious church, whatever is coming in all types of forms now, because you could be whatever. I'm spiritual, and this make me, I'm more closer to God than you are. This thing, or we, you know, type of, we serve him, you know, and you're way off the park. Okay, mainly you ain't of the tribe of Israel. All right, and these people were hindering to the point they got the king to take heed, but the king, took heed to Cyrus's decree, which got it reactivated through Zerubbabel. All right, so you know what I'm saying, you can see how much they hate and they can't be a part of this. That's another thing. That's a very huge statement, that you can't build with us because you're not of the Romans chapter 9. You know what I'm saying? You're not of the covenant, the promise, the giving of the blood. You're not of the nothing. None of that. So there's no way you can partake, and that's just what it is, you know. So with that being said, we're going to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, to our honest our apostles who are elders who rule well. Blessings and salutations to your brothers out there teaching and enduring truth, sincerity. Shalom.